Have you ever looked up at the stars and felt a sense of wonder? A connection to something ancient and mysterious? Thousands of years ago, on a windswept plain in England, our ancestors did the same. And they didn't just look. They built. They created one of the most enigmatic and enduring monuments on Earth, Stonehenge. For over 5 millennia, these massive stones have stood silent, guarding their secrets. What was their purpose? How did a prehistoric people, with only the most basic tools, achieve such a monumental feat? Today we're journeying back in time to unravel the mysteries of Stonehenge. Welcome to the Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England. From a distance, it looks like a collection of colossal stone blocks, almost like a giant's abandoned toy set. But as you get closer, the sheer scale and deliberate arrangement of Stonehenge begin to sink in. This isn't just a pile of rocks. This is a masterpiece of prehistoric engineering, a testament to human ingenuity and determination that has captivated scholars, mystics, and travelers for centuries. The story of Stonehenge isn't a single event. It's a saga that unfolded over 1,500 years. Construction didn't happen all at once. Archaeologists believe the first phase began around 3100 BC. This wasn't the stone circle we see today. It started as a massive circular earthwork, a ditch and a bank, about 110 meters in diameter, with 2 entrances. Inside this circle, a series of 56 pits, now known as the Aubrey Holes, were dug. For a long time, their purpose was debated, but recent discoveries suggest they may have held standing stones or timber posts, and later served as cremation burial sites. So from its very beginning, Stonehenge was a place of significance, a place connected to life and death. Then, around 2500 BC, the real magic began. This is when the iconic stones started to arrive, and this is where the mystery deepens. Let's talk about the 2 main types of stones. The smaller ones, known as bluestones, weigh up to 4 tons each. That's about the weight of 2 cars. Impressive, right? But here's the truly mind-boggling part. Geological analysis has proven that these bluestones came from the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 150 miles away. How on earth did they transport dozens of these massive stones across such a vast distance, over land and possibly by water, without wheels or modern machinery? Imagine the sheer manpower, the coordination, the shared vision required. Communities would have had to work together, perhaps for generations. They might have used wooden rollers, sledges greased with animal fat, and an intricate system of ropes and levers. Some theories even suggest they built rafts to navigate rivers. Whatever the method, it was an incredible feat of logistics and teamwork, a testament to the importance this project held for them. Now for the main event, the sarsen stones. These are the colossal uprights and lintels that form the famous outer circle and the inner horseshoe. These behemoths are a type of local sandstone, quarried from the Marlborough Downs, about 20 miles north of Stonehenge. Local is a relative term, though. The largest of these sarsens weighs over 40 tons. That's equivalent to a fully loaded semi-truck, and stands over 20 feet tall. Moving these giants, even over a shorter distance, would have been a monumental challenge. And they didn't just dump them on the ground. They shaped them, using stone mauls, basically big rocks to chip away at other rocks. They painstakingly smoothed the surfaces and created sophisticated joints. Look closely, and you'll see mortise and tenon joints, like you'd find in modern woodworking, connecting the uprights to the lintels. They even carved the horizontal lintels with a slight curve to maintain the illusion of a perfect circle when viewed from the ground. This wasn't just construction. This was art. This was architecture on a grand scale, designed to last an eternity. So we have this incredible structure, built with immense effort over centuries. The big question remains, why? What was the purpose of Stonehenge? The truth is, no one knows for sure. But there are some compelling theories, and the answer is likely a combination of them all. One of the most popular and well-supported theories is that Stonehenge was a giant astronomical observatory. The entire monument is precisely aligned with the movements of the sun. On the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, the rising sun shines directly through the main axis of the stones, illuminating the heart of the circle. And on the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, the setting sun aligns perfectly in the opposite direction. These aren't coincidences. These alignments are deliberate, showing a deep understanding of astronomy. For these ancient agricultural societies, tracking the seasons was a matter of survival. It told them when to plant crops, when to harvest, and when to prepare for the long, cold winter. Stonehenge was their calendar, their clock, their connection to the cosmos written in stone. But it was likely more than just a calendar. The presence of hundreds of cremation burials, particularly in the earlier phases, points to another crucial function: a sacred burial ground. It seems Stonehenge was a domain of the dead, a place where people honored their ancestors and laid them to rest. Some archaeologists believe it was reserved for an elite, perhaps a royal dynasty, or a line of powerful priests. The sheer effort of its construction suggests it was dedicated to something, or someone, incredibly important. Imagine the ceremonies that took place here, with fires lit, chants echoing off the stones, as people gathered to commemorate their ancestors and connect with the spirit world. This leads us to the third major theory. Stonehenge was a place of healing. The bluestones, brought from so far away, were believed by some to have magical or healing properties. The discovery of skeletons at the site showing signs of serious injury or illness, some from distant regions, supports this idea. Perhaps people made long, arduous pilgrimages to Stonehenge, seeking cures from the gods or from the power of the stones themselves. It could have been the ancient equivalent of a cathedral or a sacred shrine, a place of hope and spiritual renewal. So, was it an observatory, a cemetery, or a place of healing? It was likely all of these things and more. Stonehenge was probably a multi-purpose ceremonial center, the heart of the ancient British spiritual landscape. It was a place where science and religion, the living and the dead, the earth and the sky, all came together. It was a place for massive gatherings, for feasts, for festivals that marked the turning of the seasons. It was the center of their world. As centuries passed, the purpose and knowledge of Stonehenge faded. The Roman occupation and the rise of Christianity saw new beliefs supplant the old. The stones fell into disrepair, some toppling over, others being taken for building materials. It became a place of folklore and legend, with tales of Merlin the wizard magically transporting the stones, or of giants dancing in a circle. It wasn't until the 17th and 18th centuries that scholars began to study it with scientific rigor, rediscovering its astronomical alignments. Since then, each generation has brought new technology and new ideas, from radiocarbon dating to ground-penetrating radar, slowly peeling back the layers of its past. Yet, for every question we answer, new ones arise. Who were the architects? What specific ceremonies took place here? What did the different arrangements of stones signify? Today, Stonehenge is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protected for future generations. It draws over 1 million visitors each year, all coming to stand in awe of what our ancestors created. Standing here, you can't help but feel a profound sense of connection. A connection to the people who quarried, transported, and shaped these stones with their bare hands. A connection to their beliefs, their struggles, their triumphs. And a connection to the fundamental human desire to understand our place in the universe, to create something permanent, something that reaches for the heavens. The mystery of Stonehenge is, perhaps, its greatest legacy. It forces us to use our imagination, to question, to wonder. It reminds us that there are still secrets buried in the earth, and that our own history is far richer and more complex than we can ever fully know. It's a symbol of what humanity can achieve when we work together with a shared purpose. What do you think? Was Stonehenge a celestial calendar, a sacred burial ground, a center for healing, or something else entirely? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this exploration into one of the world's greatest mysteries, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more adventures into our incredible past. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.